Topane. Sir, thank you for your time and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bali, and the listeners, and thank you for inviting us again.
Can you kindly just iron out what today is exactly about for people that are listening in? They just want to know, maybe in detail, what is today about?
So, in terms of the provincial process, after the State of the Province address, all responsible MECs are expected to engage with communities, specifically to drill into details around the programs that they're implementing. So in our case, of course, the MEC is responsible for the economy. So we are pretty much talking about some of the programs that we have put in place and how SMMEs in our townships can actually access those. But also to hear from SMMEs in terms of what are the solutions that they are already putting in place to try and respond to some of the things that our Premier has sort of spoken about. For example, the Premier said that from now on, from April, we're going to procure 60% of goods and services as government from locally produced, from township manufacturers. So the question is, if you're an SMME in Gauteng and you manufacture a product somewhere, so what are you doing to make sure that you really put yourself in a good state for you to participate once this opportunity materializes? So a lot of this is really to communicate, to reaffirm the message of the Premier and the call, but also to be able to specifically engage SMEs around some of the issues that they have, but also advise them on how they can actually reposition themselves so they can be able to take advantage of these opportunities.
So for somebody listening and they're thinking township economy, for someone who doesn't know what that word means and what exactly does it entail, can you explain what is it exactly and why is it important?
So in Gauteng, 70 to 80% of our population in Gauteng lives in the townships. And historically, if you look at our history as a country, as a province, townships were never necessarily established as areas where businesses would thrive. So they were established as labor dormitories for people to basically go there, sleep, and then go somewhere else to work. So through the Gauteng Township Act, really, the intention is that we want to redesign and restage our townships so that people can actually be able to live and work and play where they are. So for example, if you're in Atteridgeville, it's high time that we should be able to, especially your light manufacturing opportunities. So young people should be able to walk to work and be able to save on transport money and all of that. But also that what that does, it also helps to reinvest in the townships as well in terms of our spending. So the program really means to make sure that we obviously simplify regulations around that governs townships, but also we are able to package funding programs that are tailor-made for the township-based enterprises. So for example, for the majority of businesses that we support in a township, you really have to de-risk them first to enable them to participate.
Yes.
So a lot of our programs are structured to enable those guys to basically access support that way as well. So, but also we are also focusing on, supporting young people with artisanal skills so that young people can actually stand on their own. If you are in a township, for example, and you are a plumber that is certified, you don't need to be employed by anyone. You can basically just start earning money on your own.
I was actually about to talk about that right now.
Yes.
Is that like when we think about small businesses, what exactly constitutes as a small business? Because there are street vendors, there are spaza shops, there's this and there's that, etc. But when someone thinks about a small business, like what exactly is it?
So there are a wide array of businesses that we consider and we support in our province. From informal traders, we know for sure that a lot of what we find as established big businesses started as informal somewhere in a corner, whether it's in a house where somebody was doing something and eventually they end up growing and they're now big. If you look at, for example, Portia M started cooking some stuff in the kitchen somewhere.
Yes.
At some stage, she was incubated by our the Innovation Hub, and now actually her products are everywhere in our market. So what we're saying is that we really are looking at all levels of SMMEs, and our support programs are target those. So you've got you've got startups, you've got manufacturing enterprises, you've got retail enterprises, and all of these basically what we're saying is that because we have this ecosystem in the township, SMEs that we support should also be able to absorb young people in the township and be able to employ them, give them opportunity as well.
Yes.
But we're looking at all types of SMEs that we support. Yeah.
And I'm hoping that when people are listening to this, they also have that much of information, because I mean there was a bit of confusion when it came to that. But like also just like going forward, how will government assist in enhancing economic activity in townships to ensure better returns for entrepreneurs?
So of course we're investing a lot in the township. As you know, that we've established a township partnership fund exclusively to target township-based enterprises. So we are drawing investment in the township. We also work a lot with partners, whether be it Family Tree, Coca-Cola South Africa, a lot of partners that are also investing in the township. But what we're saying is that for the township to capture the investment and be able to reinvest and generate value, we need skills in the township. So hence our focus is on different layers of supporting SMEs. One would be skills development, whether technical or skills that enables you to actually run a business better, more efficiently, but also other solutions. We now have a challenge to tackle face on the challenge around electricity and load shedding for our SMEs. And I think in a week or so we're going to announce as a government how we're going to also be supporting SMEs as well. Because as you know, SMEs in Tanzania are different. Someone who has a hair salon may not necessarily need the same solution, because they may need a solar geyser, for example, because they need to wash people's hair. But someone who runs a butcher may need just a battery that can last them for 4 or 5 hours, so that when there's load shedding, they're still able to keep their products fresh and in good condition. So those are the different solutions that we are going to be putting into the market. Of course, as we speak, our team, they are doing surveys in the township to understand better what would be the things that, because as you say, businesses are not the same. But we are responding to those things. As part of it is that to at least be able to retain what we have done, we need to be able to assist these businesses that are affected negatively by load shedding, but also invest in new businesses that are coming as well in our townships also.
Sure.
So as you've seen, it's almost like an ecosystem. So on one hand, we've got township retail that work with Family Tree. We've got guys that are manufacturing different products. What we were looking at is that these guys that are manufacturing should be able to supply to Family Tree and find markets there.
Yes.
Of course, other support will include helping the products with testing, because we obviously we want these products to be tested and certified for them to be on our shelves.
Definitely.
So those are the different products that programs that we are implementing as a department. Yeah.
Quite interesting. So now, what exactly are the requirements for somebody to qualify for funding for their small business?
So it's different. It depends on what you need. For example, if you are in township retail and you want maybe money to buy stock, you should have a business, should have a store that is running, a store that is registered and all of that. But someone who is in manufacturing may require different things. They may require money to actually put their products through testing, or they may require money to be able to market their product and get more clients. So it will depend on what you need. So that's why when we deal with SOPA on an individual basis. So as a team, we'll look at those. But also there are guys that will come and say, I've got an offtake, so I've got a contract somewhere. I just need money to service the contract. So it's a different. So it's a different needs. So what Saki, the CEO of GP, was talking about is that the Township Partnership Fund is really structured to respond to all of these things that I've just mentioned. So when somebody needs just a funding to sort out purchase order, we're able to assist them. When they need money to buy stock, we're able to assist them and so forth. But of course, this business must be registered. Those that are not, we may then assist them with registration and compliance before they can actually qualify for funding. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's interesting. Well, Marsha, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here. And if you were listening in, I hope all of your questions have been answered. And if you're a small township business owner, I hope you have all of this information on standby. But for now, let us just go straight into the live broadcast, where we're going to be addressed by the MEC for Economic Development, Tasneem Motara.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Interview.
Now, if you missed it earlier, we are live at the Southville Community Library in Pretoria, and now we are joined by the Gauteng MEC for Economic Development, Tasneem Mutara. Did I say that correctly? Yes, you did. Thank you for your time and thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, what are the top key 3 issues that were addressed today, and how is the government planning to tackle these issues going forward?
Thanks so much. Look, the biggest issues, especially from the business community, was just access to funding, and then, of course, related to that is access to markets. How we intend to address that is, of course, just to bring our services, make it more known. We do have funding and lots of funding opportunities. The biggest challenge, of course, is that the demand is so much higher than what we have as resources.
Sure.
But there is funding available, and different funding.
Sure.
The second biggest issue, I think, would just be compliance, red tape, and what everybody referred to as just a lot of government frustrations. I think working together with municipalities, because a lot of those issues are actually municipality issues, we'll hope to just iron them out. And then maybe the last issue that I think would be a big problem is just a big cry for the community, saying that they just need constant and more government support.
Sure. Now, at the State of the Province address, Premier Panyaza Lesufi spoke on the 60% of the 34 billion goods and services budget to support township initiatives. How does the youth and business owners then prepare to take advantage of this opportunity?
So, importantly, we're going to focus on goods and services. We've identified 22 goods and services that are high usage in the provincial government. So they range from bread, milk, fresh produce, toilet paper. So we'll make available the list quite soon. How do they ready themselves? Those, of course, in the manufacturing space, those in the retail space, so distribution is going to be a big issue because we're talking of huge volumes. So somebody, just the Department of Health was saying to us that they purchase 3.5 million loaves of bread a year.
Oh, wow.
So, if you are manufacturing 100 loaves a day, you're never going to meet that demand.
Definitely.
So we are putting in place a lot of programs just to be able to support and then bring producers of the same good together, so that you are supported as one ship finance. And I think that's how we want to leverage. So what we've got, we want to be able to say, this is what we have, how much can you come on board with? And we think the model is working quite well. It's something that we've just tested over the last 2 years. It's given us good returns. For us, civil society is a big partner because they often can reach and do things that government cannot, or they are doing the work that government does as well. But if we work together more smartly, we can minimize duplication and then, just extend the resources that we have.
Sure. Just going back to the part of energy, we know that load shedding is a very big part of any operation, any business. So I guess now the question would be, how is Tasneem Mutara, ladies and gentlemen? And thank you so much for your time and thank you for listening. That concludes today's show. We hope today was very informative, sparks a bit of hope for all community members in Gauteng. Thank you to our following stations, which is Alex FM, Morapele FM and Peli FM, for giving us the opportunity to host this live broadcast. And that's it from me, Balentle Mlojwa. Good afternoon.
Sit standing.
Sit standing. Sure.